name is Emmett Glenn. I'm from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I've been teaching for about 31 years, and I'm teaching currently in Baton Rouge. I've mostly taught in public schools. I also teach at a few universities as an adjunct professor of history as well. I consider myself a connoisseur of different music, but in particular, American music art forms such as the blues and a lot of common art forms. I really have a deep appreciation for jazz music, hip hop, all those things which actually emanate from blues music. All modern forms of American music can pretty much be linked back through the blues. One of the ways we have something here called, in Louisiana in particular, because we had people from this region right behind me, the Senegambia region right here, and in this part of West Africa. Many of the people in Louisiana, the Africans who were brought here, came from here and along in here and in here. And so in doing so, they brought with them their musical styles, which was something called the Fode system, right? And so this Fode system, they even devised instruments that were similar to instruments that they had seen in Africa, and they used those instruments to create music for different purposes. Music plays a big part of the history of Baton Rouge, and you know, we had just not far from this school, there's a place called Tabby's Blues Box, which had a number of famous blues musicians come literally right across the street. And then if we were to go closer towards downtown, about less than a mile from here down the street, there was a place that they called the Temple, and people such as Ella Fitzgerald, Duke Ellington, and I think Cab Calloway all performed right down the street from this school. So Baton Rouge has a tremendous link to music and American music in general, and leaving an indelible mark on American music altogether.
My name is Christopher Frazier. I do like to go by Mr. Flavio Frazier. As a very young child, a very young age, we were introduced to music through a lot of the educational shows that we watched, such as Sesame Street, with the number count game, and various different cartoons we were watching. We were introduced to jazz, watching shows like Charlie Brown with Vince Guaraldi at a very young age. So I would say maybe around 2 years old, 3 years old, you know, I became interested in jazz at a very young age. Once my interest was sparked, of course, by my parents consistently played music in the house. We played music while we cleaned up. We played music Sunday mornings. We listened to music in the car. We listened to music at church. And all of these were so-called African American influences. Family reunions, you have it. You know, we were exposed to so much music. The jazz, of course, that I was exposed to, and I mentioned it before, all of the musicians that I mentioned, those, of course, are African American musicians. And I did not realize the impact or influence that these people would have on music until I got a lot older. My mom told me, "You gonna play an instrument." So that's one of the first things. Like I said, as a young child, I was introduced to music through a lot of the TV shows I watched. Orchestral music, I was introduced by watching stuff like Star Trek and Star Wars, and a little show called Lost in Space. So hearing those different types of music along with jazz, that really sparked my interest. One of the things that inspired me was opportunity. The same opportunity that I had through performing an orchestra instrument, I wanted to make sure other students had that same opportunity. You know, going to college was a challenge for me during the time, not having the types of scholarships that are available nowadays. But I was able to help pay for my college through scholarships that I earned by playing my instrument. And so just, it's inspiring to see my students learn to be creative and enjoy playing music, and also follow in my footsteps I have several former students that are now orchestra directors from Texas to Louisiana and all over the United States.
What we would call new instruments, if they were really a offshoot of something that had already existed in Africa in what they knew from their world, and then have become, over generations it became normal here. When you talk about this with music, one need only look at the history. Look at the blues. From the blues, you get rock and roll, country, you get every form of American music today comes out of that. Hip hop, gospel, all of it comes from that. And even from the blues, one can go back to field hollers, and this is where all of this stuff comes from. And so, again, like I said before, some of the most interesting things about not just Louisiana, but about America, it comes out of these musical forms and traditions that Africans who, when they were doing these, making these songs, were just, in many instances, probably just trying to get through the day, the drudgery of the day of slavery, and hoping for a better day, and using that as a way, a vehicle, as a something that would help them to deal with the situation on a psychological level that would not be so damaging.
Recently, I earned the Fine Arts Teacher of the Year award for East Baton Rouge Parish this year, 2025. And I'm a state finalist for Teacher of the Year. Won EBR Teacher of the Year in Baton Rouge Magnet High School. Teacher of the Year. Our orchestras have consistently earned sweepstakes at festival competitions, and we've also won first place in overall #1 performing arts department in competitions in New York, such as World Strides at the Riverside Cathedral. In the future, I hope to open my own music school in the very near future. So I want to service a part of the community that doesn't necessarily always get serviced when it comes to music education and exposure to programs. As you know, we don't have these types of programs at every school, so everybody does not have access. So that's something that I would like to change.